Hey guys, Dungeon Saber Duelist here. Just a reminder, our Discord link is below where we discuss Yu-Gi-Oh! And gaming and sometimes D&D. With that being said, we are going to get into our Dino Deck Profile. Hopefully this setup is okay. Not my normal setup, just because I had to move the camera. But, let's get into the deck profile. First, we're playing 3 copies of our favorite boy, Oviraptor. Just because he can add to hand, dinosaur monster from the deck, and he can actually pull dinos out of the graveyard if he tributes a dino that's on the field. And then we're playing the 1 Miscellaneousaurus. Long rest the days of having 2 or 3 of them. And then this is probably different than most, or depending on how people are playing these days. But I'm running 3 copies of Baby Ceratosaurus and 2 of the Petite, just because of how many babies I use while playing this deck. I like the 5 and consistency purposes. And then the 2 copies of UCT, the best boss monster in our deck, in the main deck. 3 is too many, 1 just isn't enough, so 2 copies is probably the best there. And then I am running the 2 Archosaur because of it getting to our double evolution pill. The 1 copy of the Kitara, I did try it with 3. 3 just seemed too much. So basically the Kitara took place of our Giant Rex, and in addition to what Giant Rex did, it's still a level 4, but it also pulls the polymerization out of the deck to the hand, and then when it's banished, which is easily done, and it comes back to the field, it also pulls the polymerization out of the graveyard. And then we're running the 1 copy of Frostosaurus and the 1 copy of Xenometaros. That's one of our combos. It gets us into our level 6 plays. So we're running just the 1 copy of each. And then I'm still running the scrap package. I know other people are not, but I still enjoy running the scrap package. It hasn't steered me wrong yet. So we're running the 2 copies of the Scrap Raptor, the 1 Scrap Chimera, and I am still running the Scrap Golem, even though it is a brick, but it just works for me because it gets me easy access to the access code. And then even though we're allowed 2 copies, I am still only running the 1 Pank. I think 2 is too many. You don't need 2, even though they released it at 2. And then I'm actually running a Kaiju package. It's helping get out of jams. I don't like hand traps as much. I'd rather let you play and then just break your board. So we're running the 2 Jizurki, the Star Destroying Kaiju. We're running 2 of Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju, 2 Radiant, the Multi-Dimensional Kaiju, 1 Doggoran, the Mad Flame Kaiju, and 1 the Sticky String Kaiju. And that normally allows us to break most boards that we can't get over. In addition to that, we're also running like the UCT, which is a good board breaker. And then with Colossus back, I figured I'd throw in the Nemesis package. So 1 flag, 1 corridor. We don't need anything else other than that. And speaking of board breakers, I know it's technically a hand trap, but for me, it's a board breaker. The 2 Nib. I would put 3. I just don't see a reason to put 3 with everything else we got going on in the deck. Then moving into our spells, we are running the 3 Lost World. I don't run the Draconic package. And even with the fusion, I still want the 3 because, just depending depending on what we get, if we don't end up getting the Kitera, then or a way to get it, it's still nice to have the 3 Lost Worlds. And then I run 3 Fossil Digs and only 2 Ground Xenos. I just don't see... There's not enough of a need to run 3 of them, because you can search pretty much anything you need with these 5 cards. I've contemplated the 3 Ground Xenos, but I just don't have the 3rd one right now. And its decks run fairly well without it. And then last, we have the 2 Double Evolution Pills and the 1 Polymerization because of the Kitera. And then last, we're going to look at our extra deck. So we're running the 1 Dolka, the 1 Logia, the 1 Lars. Stop our opponent from doing different things. I have seen some people run like a couple of the other Evils are, but these are the 3 that come up the most for me. And then the Abyss Dweller, which, it has seen some play, but not much. Now, the Banshee does a lot of the work because of our Nemesis package, which gets us the flag. It gets us to the other one so that we can get out the Colossus. We're running the 1 copy of Glacius. It's just a big beater. And then anything that's special summoned out of the grave is protected to an extent. So it's a good handy card to have. I forgot the 1 Tornado Dragon and the 1 Dugaris the Timeless. I have played against some like spellcaster decks, so that's been a little bit of an issue here and there. Yes, I am running like the especially when they're running Secret Village for some reason. But I do have like back row removal in the side deck, but this is probably the better option with the Tornado Dragon. And then the 3 fusions we're running is the Hornsaurus, which gets us to our Lost World, the Gigantic Zowler, because he just does things, and the 1 Thunder Dragon Colossus, which doesn't do much, like per se. Like, it doesn't really stop our opponent as far as the drawing like it did when it originally was out, but it's another big beat stick on board that we can just make for no reason. And then the Link monsters we're playing is the Relinquished Anima, because they took the Link Haribo away. And then we're running the 1 Scrap Wyvern, the 1 Unicorn, and the Access Code. Honestly, the Unicorn only sees play in the deck, so that we can literally use Unicorn and another to go into the Access Code, which makes Access Code a big beefy boy. So, because unfortunately we don't use Unicorn anymore for the Savage, because Savage is banned. But alright guys, that's the deck profile for Dino. I have done decently well with this build. I wish I had time to go to locals, but I don't. But the people I have played against do end up going to locals, and I think I've lost 1 or 2 games out of 20. I took a hard L against Ninja, and I forget what other deck it was, but so that's the Dino Deck profile. Tune back in for another one when I have a different deck that I'm going to play. So, alright guys, have a good one. Peace.